Good afternoon, all. We're live. So a little bit of an impromptu live today. I thought I'd actually come on, see how everyone is doing. I suppose I'll give you a little bit of an update on what's going on with me here in Gentleman Marketeer Towers, and hopefully, like, we've got a few people in. So it looks like there's a couple of people in the chat. So first place, I'm taking absolutely this this from Tech and Sports. So in gold position today, that is Bold Finds. He's put first, unlucky Tommy. So like, I don't even think Tommy's in. So gold medal goes to James at Bold Finds. And first and foremost, if you haven't seen it, James has actually put out, he done a live the other day, which was like really nice. I have like discussed this with him, but it was really nice to actually see his face back on YouTube. He has been on YouTube, obviously, with Waters Clobber. He does that every week anyway, but it was just nice to see him on there. I kind of like it just felt like kind of like one of my buddies was back on YouTube again. So gold medal goes to James. Second, this is in silver position. We've got James. Do you know what? I'm going to say this so badly. Yeah, but James. Okay, you're second. Well, and James actually put high Bold Finds. And in third position, we've got Ian. Again, like, thank you all very much for coming on board today. I've got a couple of bits and pieces to obviously discuss. I suppose, like, the first and foremost, which is like the thumbnail that I put on, is actually about me hitting a milestone. And this may have actually happened a little while ago, but I don't think I really noticed it. There's a lot of like been said recently about working on your business and working in your business, which I'm definitely like something that I struggle with that. I think I work like really hard, but I kind of like work hard on the business, in the business. So I'm doing things. I'm not looking at the bigger picture. So I definitely need to be looking at that side of it. But one of the things I did notice the other day when I was kind of like just doing a little bit was actually to do with my my sales, how many sales I'd actually had. So 15,000 sales I've had in the last 3 years on eBay. And again, I'm all about, hopefully this doesn't come across as being like braggy. I don't try to like to do it as bragging or anything like that. I think we should all kind of like really like look at like how far we've come. I spoke about this a little bit last week, about like kind of being proud of actually what you've done, what you've achieved. Where were you last year? And if it's not where you want it to be, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you just like need to like try and work out what is important. I was like listening to Nick Hills the other day on his live on Sunday, and I think he had like he had a discussion that he wanted to like to bring up, which was about people like and like, I wouldn't say like belittling, but like saying that like you have to go like a million % in your business or you're basically a failure. And I think I'm definitely of the opinion that like I think it's important to actually like push hard to try and get as much out of the business as you possibly can. I think I get frustrated with comments about I don't want to kind of like put like huge amounts of effort into it, but in the same breath is actually saying that like kind of right, okay, like, but my sales are awful. So for me personally, like, I try to do like the best job I possibly can. I try to work as hard as I possibly can. Am I winning at everything? No, I'm definitely not. Like, there's a lot I can actually improve on without a doubt. But I do think it's important to actually like and strive to actually like improve and get better. So I'm all about I do like to actually surround myself with people who are trying and like getting after it. But different people's opinion of getting after it can be completely different. I think kind of like talking to Luke, he's kind of like one of his big things about getting after it is actually looking after himself and like getting to the gym and like kind of like eating clean and all that side of it. So that part of him is actually getting after it, and I absolutely respect that. So, but it might be like getting after it as in being the very best mum or dad, being the very best parent, being the very best kind of like eBay seller or vintage seller or whatever it is. I like people who are just like kind of trying to like go along. So in regards to kind of like my sales side of it, I didn't actually realize this, but over the last 3 years, so works out just over 1,000, just under 1,100 days in that period of time. That equates to 13.69, quite precise. So just under 13.7 sales per day, every single day, 7 days a week for the last 3 years. So I'm quite pleased. I think that's quite a milestone. I'm happy that kind of like I'm getting there. Is it like perfect? Am I looking to like get better? Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get better. But yeah, right. So let's have a quick catch up. See who else is in. Lisa is in. Hi everyone. Hi Lisa. James put hey James and in. So and Vinyl Guardian. Hi. Yeah. Again, Vinyl Guardian. I love your kind of like your. I suppose that's a. I'm trying to think of what it is. Not a Viking. It's not a samurai. Oh my word! What is the name for it? Someone put in the chat what I'm thinking of. Spartan. That's what I'm thinking of. Secret Carpet afternoon. Oh yeah, it is actually afternoon. Do we think we're going to get good weather tomorrow? Do we think there's going to be car boots tomorrow? Who knows? I'm not sure. Who else have got in? Gary. Hi, Gary. And Shell Resells. Simon with the fire emojis. Fire, fire, fire. James doesn't even want to talk to Simon. He's here for the bold. Okay. Yeah, he's here for the bold. Yeah, I agree. Well, of course. So Simon, if you're not first, you're last. Tell him yes, very true. Ian, totally agree. I'm third loser, not good enough. I kind of did spring this on people. I didn't give a lot of like notice, so I'm trying to look down the chat see if Tommy's around because he's normally like one of the first ones in. Sorry, it's been a bit of a full-on morning already today. I've been outsourcing. If you want, I've actually got some stock that I actually picked up today. I'll give you a quick haul of what I've actually picked up. You might not want to, but James, word on Simon, just check mine. It's also 15,000. That's mental when you think about it. Absolutely, like honestly, it's so good. 15,000 items. When you actually put that into content, that is a huge amount. It really is. That it's not bragging, mate. Only people who are jealous say it's bragging. Enjoy the success. I like to see people doing well. Yeah, I think it's important. And there's lots of people out there that I'm kind of like I'm following, and I think are doing like incredibly well. That's a hell of a milestone. Simon, yeah, Ian, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Here we go. Benji's in. Oi oi. I had a good like kind of like Benji like came up with some real good thoughts. Do I think all of his thoughts are absolutely bang on? Probably not. But I think Benji is really good about like kind of like his thought process, and definitely makes me think about kind of things which I kind of definitely challenges. I like it. That's 416 a month. Yeah, that's kind of like where I've been averaging for quite some time. Some months it's been a lot lower, so around like the 300, but other months I've had like months of like over like the 500 as well. So overall, as I say, I look over like a long period of time. Benji, you braving apps? I presume apps is actually a boot sale tomorrow. Ali's Animal Antics, hi, thank you very much for coming in. Benji, braved Shep today, like 4 rows, but absolutely banged. Oh, so when Benji says it absolutely bangs, it's always like, and like that boy really like kind of like picks up some incredible like items. He really does like know his stuff when it comes to like that. So men's and women. So Benji is really like kind of embraced the clothing selling, but like kind of definitely in the more higher end or like kind of more niche ones. So yeah, no, really good. Centurion. Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Centurion, not Spartan. Oh, nice. Alex Animal, huge milestone. Well done. Thank you. It honestly, it does mean a lot. And I'm sure there are other people who've been on the platform for a long time. Have done like huge numbers. I still think I'm fairly like new to it. My account on eBay is ridiculously old. But me actually taking the time to physically do this hasn't really been kind of like, it's a fairly new thing for me. Alex Retro Drip, right afternoon, something. Good afternoon. I'm just seeing if that's, I'm trying to work out what kind of car that is on there. It's a very cool like kind of thumbnail though. It's a Gladiator. Had it designed for an inner anti-static scratch sleeve for records. Yeah, really good. I like that a lot, actually. I keep thinking about like, do I need a rebrand? But sometimes I also think like, do I really need to like kind of change it? It seems to be doing okay. So Benji, plus it was small, we can just have a walk around. Yeah. Not convinced. I presume that's on for tomorrow. Kaylee, if you're going to show us the mega haul from yesterday, again, I'm going to riot. Kaylee, no, this is a different haul. I went out like sourcing this morning. Yeah, no, so it's nothing like kind of yesterday. I think it's what I've picked up today is very, I don't want to say bang average. It's okay. It's just okay stuff. But you still say nothing's about me. I don't like it. Okay, yes, for the you're lanky and you're funny hair. There we go. ChatGPT, do you know the limit of the flat rate scheme? Do you know the limit of the flat rate scheme? In regards of money wise, I do. So once you get to, again, I'm not an accountant, and please, like, and like, if you've got anything to do like financials, anything to do with like accountancy, definitely speak to like someone who like knows a lot more than me, because I'm definitely not that person to go to. What my understanding is with the flat rate scheme is, if you get to your turnover, like, so that's your overall like turnover, you have to then go VAT registered, and that's at £90,000. So if you've like come for that, and that doesn't matter if you've actually, that includes all your postage, doesn't matter about profit, it's just your turnover. So if you get to £90,000 in that calendar year, so that rolling 12 months, you then have to go VAT registered. So your options are, and this is the bit that again you need to like kind of double check like with your accountant, to what is the most suitable scheme to go on. So like in this one, okay, the flat rate scheme, that means in the first year you can have a reduced VAT bill. So my first year, which was 6.5%. So what you do is you will pay 6.5% of your turnover to the Inland Revenue. The good side to that is that it's not as much as the normal 20%. The downside to it is with that, you can't claim back other VAT. So if I suddenly bought a printer, or I bought some wholesale stock and they were VAT qualifying, I can't claim that VAT back on the flat rate scheme. If you wanted that, so if you're dealing with more new stuff, it probably is better to go onto a normal 20% where you can claim back VAT. This is all like pretty complicated, and like it's a bit of a minefield, I have to say. But after that first 12 months on the flat rate scheme, it will then go up to 7.5%, which is what I'm on now. So like kind of like all the time you keep under a certain amount, okay, you can stay on that 7.5%. That's what I'm doing at the moment. So what is the maximum level? So currently is if your turnover stays under £230,000, you will then like be able to like stay within that 7.5% mark. If you are going over that £230,000 turnover, at that point, the HMRC will force you to go on to the 20% VAT rate. So yes, you'll be able to have claim more things back. But if you're anything like majority of us who buy things from charity shops or boot sales, Facebook, that won't have any VAT, so you won't be able to claim that. So in my opinion, I'm trying to like stay under that 230 at the moment. In the future, will I change it? Who knows? Possibly. Maybe I want to like get a warehouse. Maybe and I want to claim VAT back on that. Maybe I want to get employees. Like who knows? I that's like in the future. But at the moment, I'm definitely trying to keep that under. Hope that kind of gives you an overview. As I say, like it is a bit of a minefield. It's definitely something to like consider, like talking to an accountant about it. All right, your clothes haul vid yesterday was fantastic. I think I need to start riding out the posh areas. Inspired you by you, and in fact, no eBay fees. I searched Tuesday after Adamant cancelled and found nothing. Yeah, I still think there's a lot to be said. I still like the vinyl niche. I think it's like a real. So it's a great like category to be in, and I think it's saturated, but I don't think it's as saturated as clothing. I think lots of people do look at a lot of resellers, and including me. I take responsibility, and I think if you start looking at your I think if you look at too many like YouTube videos, a lot of them like make out that it's very easy. I try again, like again, I'm trying to like entertain like with the YouTube videos, but like that being said, it's not easy. And there are times when I get incredibly frustrated, but it is very abundant. But you do need to like you need to have the knowledge. B, you need to like put in the effort. Okay, if you've got knowledge and you got the effort, then I think you can actually make a really good kind of like a business of it. Gashead Steve, afternoon, Si. Hi all. Yes, good afternoon. Oh, it was ChatGPT, exactly. I was on the 20% VAT scheme because my accountant didn't understand the specifics of eBay reselling. So I ended up with a massive quarterly bill. Do you know what? I've heard like horror stories like that. Absolutely. And I do think that it is important to get the right advice, because it took me quite some time to actually find an accountant that I was happy with, and they also understood about what I was doing. So I'll be completely. I have no affiliation. I think. Do I moan about my accountant? Of course. I think everyone moans about their thing. But I personally use Bofix. As I say, I'm not affiliated to them. I think I've just seen that she sells car parks. Hunley. Thank you, Hunley. It's very kind of you. But Hunley, I was very inspired, but probably not inspired enough that Hunley actually like put in a huge amount of work to learn about kind of the tax implications. If you don't know, like she said, car parks, Hunley, like she's got a podcast as well, so definitely check her out. It's very, very like good. Business and Banter. Yeah, definitely go and like and check her out. But that's one of the key things is actually if you've got the knowledge and you've actually got the motivation, then you will win without a doubt. I think if you start to employ people, they learn what to look to leave you and end up as your compensation. I think if you start to employ people, they learn what you look to leave. It's possible. I still think, and this is going to like sound like absolutely awful, I think the majority of people, even if you show them, won't put the effort in. And I've had like people that say, well, why are you showing people on YouTube? Why are you kind of giving all your kind of like bolos away? Do you know what? I just don't think people like kind of want to put in the effort. Could I earn more money by working a 9 to 5? Probably. I'm getting to that stage where I'm kind of like now earning similar kind of levels to like what I was when I was in my full-time career. But I'm also putting a huge amount more effort in than I actually did when I was working. So it depends. Okay, like, do you want your weekends off where you can actually like just sit around and watch Netflix? And because I personally don't get that. Like, I may sit around like in the evening, probably about like 9 till 10 o'clock, maybe an hour or so, just with the wife, and I kind of watch a little bit of rubbish TV. Normally Bake Off, but no, it's very much a case of like I'm not particularly worried about kind of what I tell people in regards to kind of like showing them what's out there, but I'm also like of the opinion, I love it that if I can give just one person the ability to actually improve their life, then look, like life is tough anyway out there. So I think that's like a real key thing for me. I like, sounds a bit like a thing. I like helping people. So I like it, like kind of how it can change. And I do think this can actually change people's lives. That sounds a little bit dramatic, but that's what I think anyway. I started off with records, but now I'm selling anything. I've learned what clothing brands to pick up, but I think the area I live isn't great for finding decent brands names on charity shops. So I'm gonna push back on that one, and the bit that I'm going to push back on is that unfortunately, like, there is always like kind of stuff around. It's not uncommon for me to travel 60 to 80 miles in one direction to go to a certain town that I want to go and visit, which is like, that's bonkers. Like, why would you think, which might take me an hour and a half just to get to like a town, just because I know things, but it takes time to actually learn what they are. And again, you have to put in like huge amounts of effort. Do I think it's perfect? No, I really don't. Do I think that's the best thing? I'm going to do it for the rest of my life? No, definitely not. But I'm trying to actually work out other avenues to get this stock. The thing with vinyl is the condition is so important. Yeah, grading the condition of vinyl always drove me mad. I think I undergraded my records in case the punter was fussier than me. Yeah, it's incredibly difficult to actually do that side of it. I suppose with CDs you have these machines that you can clean them, but I don't know if that is something you can do with vinyl. Let me know in the chat if that is something that is can you repolish a vinyl record? I'm not sure. Competition, not compensation. Yeah, definitely. Not got my glasses on. Fair enough. Comment section bingo. Congratulations, Simon. Thank you so much. What else we got here? In all business, some people worry way too much about the competition. Focus on yourself and what you can control. I could not agree more. I'm pretty thick-skinned. If anyone like knows me in the real world, not just on that thing, I think I like kind of I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was about like someone who was just turned 50. I honestly think when you actually get a little bit older, and certainly for me, like kind of like I think you kind of like kind of care less about stuff. Like if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. Like you do get a little bit. I do feel I get a little bit grumpy, like grumpy old man syndrome. But at the end of the day, I think it's like you just like focus on what is important, and I don't really like care like what other people think. Which I'm not a sociopath. I understand that kind of people have feelings and all that side of it. But at the end of the day, I have to look after me, my family, and what is important. Gary, congratulations on 15. Thank you. What do we think of Fleek? I honestly have no clue whatsoever. I've never personally used it. I think the only kind of like I think the owner was at the summit that I went to, and I think I like had listened to him about kind of like his sustainability and like and how they handpick it. I will be like completely like brutally honest. Like I don't use wholesalers. It's just something that I have tried in the past, but it just doesn't seem to like there. I never get the quality that I want, and if I get the quality, I don't get the price I want to pay. So for me, I really struggle until I can find like kind of like a company that I suppose will kind of allow me to like physically handpick, and they've got huge amounts, and the price is good. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we are kind of like I'm struggling on that side of it. So yeah, to answer your question, I have no like kind of like I've never used Fleek. I see you have like eBay 20% coupon in your store. How do you find the traffic when eBay promotions are running? So this, I think this one is actually a coupon that eBay have set up. So the last one was amazing for me. So far, it's not been as good, but I do think this one is running for a little bit longer. I think this is like maybe a week's worth. How do I find traffic? At the moment, it's fairly like static. It's been like that probably for a couple of months now. So yes, I have peaks, I have troughs, like, but on average, it's going along about the same. Totally. Thing is, you have to have a record that looks perfect but can jump. One that looks like someone scratched it or it can play perfectly. I have a vacuum record cleaner. They do a great vacuum. No, I've not heard of that before. Really interesting. I can't complain. The shop near me are spot on. Lots to choose from. Yeah, I think you kind of like do find. You normally find the ones that like can do well consistently. Like they're the ones you kind of like want to like nurture. They're the ones you actually want to kind of like get very friendly with the managers and like the staff. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think Hunley, she sells car parts. I do believe she goes around businesses and takes some donuts. I think that's such a good idea. Like kind of, I have in the past like taken little boxes of chocolates to charity shops, or like a box of like kind of biscuits and stuff like that. I think it does like make a difference. So people also measure success in different ways. I ran a successful business financially for a few years from outside. I was doing very well internally. I was falling apart. Not all about money. Yeah, do you know what? Like, as I say, like I'm 100% behind that. It doesn't always have to be about money. but I am also like kind of like driven by money as well. So I hold my hands up. Like I don't think I'm perfect at all. I want to try and kind of like give me and my wife and my children like the best possible life I can. And the only way I know how to do that is actually to like to try and kind of push as hard. Does that mean that I'm the happiest person in the world? That's a hard one to actually say. Like, am I happy? Yes, I'm absolutely happy. Would I much rather be sitting on a beach with a pina colada? Yeah, hell yeah. I'd rather be doing that. I'd rather have my feet like and like watching like kind of Netflix and rubbish TV. But like that's not going to pay my bills. So I get it. Okay, like yes, it's absolutely thing. But what I don't want to do is like I think the times when I've really struggled with money, that's personally when I've struggled mentally. That's the time when I really struggle. So for me, like kind of there, but we are all different, and everyone shouldn't actually just kind of like look at someone else and actually go, oh yeah, I want to get there, I want to be that person. Like I think it's important to actually live your own life. Right, Kaylee, coupons forever. Yeah, Kaylee, like kind of like she's like absolutely, she uses all the coupons, all the promotions, she uses everything. Ricky Ramshaw, right? How do you handle false returns, as in items not as described when it's actually described perfectly? I had someone who was fishing for a partial refund. Annoys me. I'm paying for their return. I do get it. Why people can like get upset about it, and you think they're just like trying to actually like pull a fast one, or they're kind of like they're just not doing what they're supposed to do. I don't consider myself like a robot, but so I personally do free returns. So in other words, like for whatever reason, like that customer, like it doesn't fit, it's got a mark on it. I think I personally don't care. And that sounds awful, okay? But as long as it's not something like horrendous, so all I'm going to do is get that item sent back to me through eBay. They will actually think, so yes, it will cost me to actually send that for them to send it back. Now that it takes all of like kind of like the issue, like the arguments and like kind of like the potential of like false kind of like feedback and all this side of it. So me personally, okay, I will always say, right, yeah, fine, just send it back, whatever. Yeah, I take all the emotion out of it. Once it comes back, then I will assess it. If I think they've actually like completely taken the mickey, then at that point, okay, I will contact eBay and we like potentially will do like a 50% kind of like refund. But 9 times out of 10, no, do you know what? 99 out of 100 times, all I would do is I will like get it back, refund the customer within like that, like as soon as it comes back, okay, within the first 4 hours of it coming back, I'll refund that customer, and then I will actually re-put it up for sale again, and I will move on. Now, if I think that that customer has absolutely like tried to actually take the mickey out of me, okay, that customer is then going on the block list. But to be fair, I have very few people who actually like, I need to like block. I think 9 times out of 10, okay, if I'm brutally honest, okay, it's stuff that I may have missed. It may be something that there might be a blemish. It might be things. So I personally will like take it on the chin and actually. So that means that. So with 15,000 items, currently my return rate is the lowest it has ever been. So I'm less than, I think it's 0.7% return rate on items not as described, which is like thing. And all I'm going to do is like when it comes back, I'm just going to sell it again. I might even sell it for a little bit more. So for me personally, I'm not kind of like I am still human. I do understand that kind of like it is frustrating, but I think the more you do it, the more you kind of get used to it. scammers will try it on, like if you're a new seller as well. So right, where are we? I think it's actually jumped. Rob, how many hours a week do you work on average? I might have to plead the fifth on that one. So like kind of like a lot, too many. I absolutely like kind of work like far too many hours. I don't claim that this is anywhere like kind of like close to an easy job, because it just isn't. I've put out a couple of videos about kind of like days in my life and like what I get up to on a daily basis. So I work 7 days a week. Okay, I don't actually give myself a day off. The closest I have actually had to like a day off is actually when I went on Luke's stag do to Tenerife. So I went away for a couple of days. That was the closest I've had to actually having a break and a holiday, but I haven't actually. I don't even think like Christmas Day. I still work for a couple of hours, but the difference is that I do get to choose that. So I probably, how many hours? Let's see if I can work it out. I'm going to be conservative. I reckon I do between 90 and 100 hours a week. But I've like in my previous jobs, like as a car salesman, I've done those kind of like hours before as well. So it's not kind of like, it's not unheard of. And personally, I'm not scared of like doing the hours. Would I like to actually get to a point where I can reduce that and actually have like a life outside of this and maybe have hobbies? The person who I'm absolutely like in awe with is actually Kaylee. So Kaylee, like kind of like, if you don't know, like Kaylee like is predominantly a women's clothing seller, but she does like 3 times as much as I do. So I think she's listing 45 a day at the moment, and does it while looking absolutely like incredible, like looking so glamorous and I think, but she's also like got family, she's got children, and she still kind of that gets everything done, and like it just amazes me. So I think that she works incredibly smartly, and I just work like brute force and ignorance. I must do this. So that's definitely I need to like kind of like pick Katie's brains more, but she's very like open and like so Katie is in my mentoring group, and like she's incredible, so and always very supportive as well. So Kaylee, thank you. I do appreciate all the input you give. So a lot of hours. Comment center, the ability to talk to humans is a positive, open manner. It's a big plus in 2024. A limited skill set can get you places others can't. I absolutely agree. I think it's like it's incredibly important to have like that ability to interact with people. I think unfortunately the world is changing, and without getting all I can think, like I think not for the positive. I think it's kind of everything's all going online, but people are walking around like this like 9 times out of 10. I think we are losing that ability to actually like interact with people, but hopefully like that who knows, okay, we may have the big reset. Success is waking up every morning, getting to choose how you spend your day. We are successful. I could not agree more. Yeah, that such a great way of actually putting it. So I agree. But like just like I'm not having that. Again, I was talking to someone else the other day, and they were like having a real rough time at their job. Their manager was like not being particularly nice at all, and it was very stressful. And I actually say, look, there are other options. There are other things in this world that you can do, that you don't have to like put up with this. Whether they will, whether they won't, I don't know. So, but yeah, I agree. Like, being your own boss, like, is amazing. I love it. Pina colada was my go-to cocktail in the Caribbean, but folks, you have to try a dirty banana cocktail. Oh my! Now we are talking. Me, like, I love a banana cocktail. Me, I think so. Like, if not, what's my favourite? Like, probably my favourite dessert would be something like a banoffee pie as well, like banana and caramel. Oh, yeah, love a bit of that. Returns equals cost of doing business again to a large degree. It's outside of your control. Yeah, it is. But again, I don't worry too much about it. Tommy's in. Hello, bud. How are we doing? Hope you are all good. What milestone did you hit, mate? Sorry, Tommy. Yeah, like at the beginning, I was like just mentioned that I was having a look at my eBay store and noticed that I have just gone on to. I've now sold 15,000 items on eBay in 3 years. So that's kind of my milestone. So I was quite pleased with that. I even broke it down into, worked out 13.69 sales per day over that 3-year period. So I was fairly pleased at that one. But hope you are good. Oh no, chat's gone. Pina colada, Tommy, here we go. So yeah, so that trying my best, still trying to push hard. Sorry, trying to actually keep hydrated. Yeah, with Diet Coke, it's probably not the best thing. I'm exactly the same time, and don't get emotional about it. Just get the return and move on. I do think that is probably the better option. I do hear lots of people on different groups and different chats, like getting like so het up about it. And what I don't want to do is take up too much time by trying to, dare I say, like fight that. If like kind of like it's playing on my mind for like multiple hours and stopping me doing other things, do you know what? That's time to actually move on. Like get it like kind of like that. Even, and I have like in the past, like if it looks like it's getting like really dicey, okay, I've done things like kind of like just refund them. Okay, not even bothered like getting the thing back. Those ones, okay, they definitely go onto the block list. I don't want them back again. But as a rule, I will always like do. Yes, and I actually have 60 days free returns. So for me personally, okay, like if eBay suddenly say we're going to do a 100-day return or 1 year return, guess what? I'll probably do that as well, because 99 out of 100 times they will send it back within like probably a couple of days of them opening the package. It's very, very, very rare that they will ever actually wait for the end of it. I think maybe like once or twice in like all these years that anyone's ever done it after like a couple of months. So for me, yeah, take that emotion out of it and just get it sold, get it in and get it out again. Again, with returns, it is your cost of time as well. I see people in all business spending hours on back and forth messages with customers, clients, and never deal with again. Not clever. Exactly what I was just saying. Okay, you've like hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what my opinion is. Just spending too much time on it, is a waste personally. I will report the partial refund if they don't follow through with the return. I figure if they do, it's me going to the others. Worst part of it, usually other resellers. Yeah, I think you might be right on that one. It's amazing how many people ask for partial refunds, then do not return when you say return for a full refund. I agree. I think there are like people who will chance their arm. I think I actually have a stock return. So even if they are fishing, I think my return is like pretty short and sharp to actually say, absolutely fine. Please feel free, raise a return case with eBay. I'm more than happy to pay for your return label, and as soon as it arrives, I will give you a full refund. So yeah, that's what I would do. As a reseller, you work more, your brain keeps going even when you stop. Anxiety makes you wonder, can you keep up the momentum? Yeah, trying to keep positive in all aspects of life is tough. There's no two ways about it. Um, I have just kind of like started to. My lovely wife has told me I need to kind of like potentially like try and do something not like work related. So I've actually kind of like I've got my first ever like Lego set, which I got from a charity shop, just to actually like have something to do. And I spent probably 45 minutes of actually like just doing the Lego. I did find it quite therapeutic actually, but I don't like the cost of like Lego though because it's blooming expensive. Hunley, get it, Simon. Love you, drive, and commitment to the business. Thank you. That really does mean a lot coming from someone who I think is basically like one of like the biggest like resellers at the moment in the UK. And like, I really appreciate kind of like what you do for the community as well. Is actually showing. I think it's important to like there should be without a doubt. On the YouTube side of it, there should be entertainment. Like it shouldn't all be like kind of like full on like thing because people do want to be entertained as well. But I absolutely think that there is a market for like people who are driven, who want to like do better. So yeah, like kind of like if you've not kind of followed Hunley, check her out on Instagram as well. So yeah, like really, really good. eBay offered me £100 free offline promoted deal. Are these very deals lucrative? I haven't accepted the offer yet. Robert, I think a lot of like, if you've got a shop, I think a lot of them, they're really pushing that. Have I personally like kind of used it? I haven't. I'll be like completely honest. I look at stuff like that. So offline promote it. I'd be like kind of Google search and all that side of it. I'm trying to look at that. I spoke to someone about this not that long ago, and they done some like kind of research to see whereabouts their items were placing. And they didn't really find that it was actually that good. So again, but all I can say is that if it is free and not a true free, then it might be worth testing it. But absolutely, whatever you do, make sure that you only kind of like spend the free bit. Assess it from that, like do it over a period of time, and then see if it actually does work. If it works, amazing, carry on with it. If it doesn't work, you bin it off. So that would be what I would say about the promoted. But they keep, it's like they keep banging on about borrowing money off of eBay as well. There are lots of people out there who have like kind of taken advantage of that to some degree. Like I understand, but for me, I think the most important thing is actually try and like put yourself into a position that you don't need to borrow money. So what would you be borrowing that money for? So if it's for stock, for me personally, I don't think that's the right thing. If you're doing it to kind of pay household bills, again, I don't think that's like the right way of doing it. I couldn't actually tell you when it is the right time to actually physically borrow money. And that sounds like I'm like I'm a preacher and I kind of think I'm probably I've definitely got kind of some hefty bills, like without a doubt. I spend far too much money on my cars. I've got 2 cars, and they're both on finance, and like it absolutely. I kind of think to myself like, why the heck am I doing this? So if you can try and create a business that doesn't need to borrow money, then I think that's that's a beautiful world. And I try and like if I really, really want something, instead of actually being impulsive and buying it, I will physically give myself 48 hours, maybe even longer, to reassess it and actually go, right, do I actually need it? Right, and that is the front door, so I just need to get the door. I'll be back in a mo. Cool. Have a good weekend, mate. Thank you, buddy. See you later. So what did I say? Postman turns up with returns. That is what it is. So they will all be like processed after I finish this, and I'll actually get them all refunded and get them all listed again. So hey, is what it is. But that means I've got nothing outstanding now. Right. So yeah, like an offline kind of thing. Is it worth it? It's always worth considering it and actually looking at it. But me personally, yeah, probably not. Can't even hear the word Kaylee without thinking of the bloody Marillion song. Oh, now we're going back in time. Like that used to be one of my favourite songs. Yeah, like Marillion. Like with I think the lead singer was called Fish, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I'm wrong. Ian, like Rob, check out Marriage Reselling. They did a video on offside promotions. Yeah, that's a really good one. Like, yeah, definitely check them out. Like, some people like kind of like have gone into in depth on that side of it. So, like, without a doubt, like, yeah, I'm definitely not the expert on that one. Cheers, take a look, Kaylee. Simon, you've just been nice about me because you've ditched the Newcastle meetup. Yeah. I might have actually given false hope about going to like the Newcastle, and it is still like Kaylee. If like kind of the invite at some point, 100% I want to go to Newcastle. I don't know, like we all on these like lives, I always bang on about like how much I want to kind of go to like these different places. So and that is something that I am very passionate about. I do like traveling. I do like kind of visiting different places as well. But Kaylee, yes, like we will be getting together like when we have our Christmas do, obviously, and. You never know. We might even like kind of get together in like up in Manchester as well. I think there's another get together then as well. Tommy, very well here. Love being my own boss. I decided today I was going to play the new Call of Duty, and I have been. Feels great. Made a couple of sales while playing too. That must be like one of the nicest. Being your own boss, deciding what you want to do like for the afternoon. If you want to like kind of have a chill out, you absolutely can. But it's going to go back to that money side of it. My apologies, like I'm a weirdo, but I woke up this morning like kind of like fairly early. Okay, looked at like the first thing I do, which I am a saddo. Like first thing I do in the morning, like check my eBay, £100 worth of sales. Like before even like at like 5:30 this morning, it's like kind of like just they started good already. So yeah, it's. Being your own boss and actually like making money while you sleep, that's the best. I absolutely love that. So also made congrats on 15. Thank you, Tommy. £15 ASP of £25. I wish, Tommy, like this goes back to like quite some time ago. So this is over a 3-year period when I was definitely like new to it. I don't mind admitting I was picking up stuff that was barely making like £3, £4, £5 at a push. So no, £25, absolutely not. Nowadays, like yeah, like it's more like kind of the 25 which I'm getting to now. But yeah, it's a journey, right, Tommy? Not it's. Yeah, definitely something that I need to. I'm still working on. Daisy B, hi. I've just accepted a return, even though I did not send it. eBay said they had no way of knowing if I had sent the wrong item. Hi, I've had to accept a return, even though I did not send it. eBay said they had no way of knowing if I had sent the wrong item. That's very weird. I suppose like the only thing you can do is see what physically turns up. Like if they do send it, you might even find that they won't ever actually send anything back. And if that is the case, like if you do have to pay for a return label, if they don't physically send it back, you don't actually get paid for it either. I generally work 2 hours a day plus sourcing, 30 minutes dispatch, 1 hour thing to admin, listing 5 a day, as before. Keep my turnover by 85. Probably half of that is profit. Easy life. Yeah. Do you know what? Like, and that is like that is an absolutely a beautiful model. It really is. And like kind of like ASP of like £46. That's very strong. Like very, very strong. It's something that I'm like still trying to like kind of like work on. I'm trying to work on like whether the model works better for me for doing kind of like higher volume with slightly lower margins, or whether I actually like just go the whole hog of actually doing like lower volume but higher. That's for me like kind of that is the best option without a doubt. But I still am struggling to find those gold items. That for me is like if I could actually find the if I could find 10 rab jackets a day, I'll be laughing. But at the moment I haven't worked that out. And for me personally on Vinted, I just can't work it out properly. And I gave it a good go, like really, really good go. But my cost of goods were just too high. It really was. So it just wasn't like, it wasn't for me. Claire, Barbara the Alien. Good afternoon, Simon. Hi, chat. Right, I think I've actually caught up with the chat. Get in. A couple of bits from me. I'm going to like quickly think. I've just discovered a new book. I think Chica, if you don't know who Chica is, she definitely knows her stuff when it comes to women's clothing. She actually hosts a call in the Tech and Sports group. But I know she's been banging on, so I have just purchased myself a book called Fashionopedia. So if you're into like clothing, my apologies, like kind of like if this is not your thing, if you're an everything seller or if you're this has got so much information in here. It is bonkers. So for example, like it shows you all kind of styles of like good jackets. It's got, what else have we got? It even has things like kind of necklaces. Again, what do I know about that? It's probably more designed for women's clothing. However, like there is lots in here about things like waistcoats. And the nice thing is with this, it actually will give you like lots of keywords that you can use in your listings. So yeah, like that. I got that offer for Amazon. I think it was about £20. I think it is. It's not the cheapest, but I'm in the process of actually trying to go through all that one there. But that's the first one. I think my SP is about 23 at the moment. Just crossed 4,030 day for the first time. Into Celebration Day. It's still got listings up and hosting a Halloween party later too. Oh, nice. That'll be fun. So, did you check out the email I sent you yet? No, not yet, Tommy. Like, I've also like kind of been absolutely flat out, not even thinking. But I did see on your video about like kind of showing about like you mentioned about the Marks and Spencer. So yeah, I definitely need to like have a look at that. Mentioned Netflix earlier. Any good recommendation what to watch? We're just watching Mr. Mercedes on Amazon. Is Mr. Mercedes? Is that anything to do with Stephen King? Not sure. I actually watch very little Netflix nowadays. So the bits that kind of like I watch, occasionally I'll watch a film with Lisa. I can't actually remember the last thing we watched. I like a bit of Taskmaster because it's like fairly short. Bit of Bake Off. If not, I end up like just watching some YouTube. Actually, I am pretty boring, I have to say. I used to be like kind of big into my films. I used to love going to the cinema. I still think that cinema is like it's such an amazing thing. but cost implications is ridiculous for the cinema now, and I think like the older I get, the kind of less patient I've actually got to actually sit in there. And Joe, okay, I'm a gentleman of a certain age. Okay, 9 times out of 10, I'll doze off. I'll fall off there. I'll fall asleep. So yeah, definitely not ideal. Yeah, it's Mr. Mercedes, like Stephen King. Leon is my favourite this year. Not even heard of that one. So yeah, maybe I'll like try that one. All right, so shall I do a quick haul of what I've picked up today? As I say, guys, it's not anything like that I can remember is that special. But so I can handpick all this. Right, I suppose we can all see. Yes. Right, what we got to start with? Okay, so they're all going, I think. So we've got some cargo shorts by Fat Face. Fairly short. These surprisingly Fat Face does quite well actually. I kind of think, is that going to sell for loads? Probably not. But it will probably go for 15 to 20. So it's going to be close to my margins, not exactly. Right, another pair of cargo, another Fat Face as well. So these ones here, I put these into the dad shorts. So these will all go through the wash before they actually get processed. So we see over here, this is all my my stock that needs to be photographed. So this has all been through the wash and all dried already. Right, so a few pairs of jeans. So Levi 512s. The bit I normally will look for is that bit on there, which is the premium. So Levi's premium, and that will give you on the back. Oh, I'm sure if you can see that. So that should actually have the big E on it as well. These ones do slightly better, but anything from 20 to 25 for those ones. Picked up quite a lot of these actually. Levi 512, big E, premium again. 33-inch waist. More jeans, Levi 501s. So these ones are the premium as well. So black ones, obviously black ones. We've got some corduroys. So these are Levi 514s. Not the premium, but because they are corduroy. See on there. That makes something. Again, with the jeans, really I'm looking at 18 to 20-ish pounds. They're not high value, these ones. Some of them you can get the really good ones, but Levi 541s. So slightly different cut on this one. Not the premium, but the standard one. I said I didn't get too many today. Right, we've got a super dry puffer jacket. It's got a removable hood on there as well. It's not very big. Size UK 10, so it's a woman's, fairly small. But surprisingly, the super dry for me, puffer jackets are doing okay actually. All right, then we've got a Puma, Puma windbreaker jacket, full zip on there, but on the back, WRC, so World Rally Championship. The motorheads seem to like these ones, size large as well, so it's a good size. And we've got Armani puffer jacket on there, not particularly big as well, this one. I'm not sure if it's down filled. It's got all the tags, so I'll double check it. But yeah, no, again, something like that, 20 to 30 potentially. big jacket, this one. No, that right. So this is Timberland. So it's a nice kind of parka. It's got the hood on there as well. It's the Pro Series as well on the back there. Looks in nice condition as well. Has got like a little mark on the front, but that should all come out in the wash. So one of the downsides at the moment is actually just like getting this all washed is fine. It's actually getting it dried. That is the issue. Right, I've got a waxed cotton jacket. Nice big size, and this is by PG Field. Got that traditional smell to it. So something like this, it's unlikely I will probably wash this one, because what I don't want to do is actually take off the wax coating on it. Has got the hood as well with it. So in this instance, more than likely, I will give it a wipe over, but just make sure it's actually in like good condition. But that won't go through the wash, just because I don't want to take the wax and stuff off of it. Oh, quite heavy on the jackets now. Right, we've got a super dry. So it's super dry limited. It's kind of like a military style, like so. Like fairly crumpled, but once it actually gets put into the stack here, that will actually like take most of those out once it's all washed. Oh, got a weird fish quarter zip. So we've got a tag on it, obviously, not real tag. Right. So we have a North Face men's quarter zip on there. That it does. It's got a pocket as well. Checked all the tags. So these are the kind of tags you need to kind of make sure they are all genuine. So look at all these ones. It feels all like quality, but it also has the hologram in there as well. Yeah, just needs a good clean up. Same for all of this, just needs to be like go through the wash. Oh. Right, we've got another wax jacket by PG Field. I don't think this is quite as big, size small, so it's a little bit smaller, that one. We've got a fleece by Berghaus, size large. So it's a fleece jacket, this one. Slightly like bigger black one. I'm finding that the Berghaus, they're going for around about the 25 mark. So yeah, reasonably decent. And again, if you can actually get these for a decent price as well. So I paid in total, I think it was about £80 for all of this. Right, what we got? Another super dry puffer jacket. And there. So the kind of like the proof of being the pudding, I need to like kind of get these sold. I did sell a super dry parka yesterday or the day before. I think I had it up for 50, and that actually I accepted an offer for 38, I think it was. So yeah, pleased with that. Right, right. So I actually took a little bit of a risk on this one. I'm now kind of like second guessing myself whether it's actually leather. It does feel like leather. Right, so we've got a leather jacket. It's got a crazy print inside, but not heard of this brand. I didn't have any reception, so I think it's called Pervin and Co. Made in Italy. It's kind of like a bomber jacket style, but yeah. Again, like with the leather jackets, they're not ones I'm going to like wash either, because you're basically wearing those. got one of my go-to ones at the moment, which is a downfield. It's by Uniqlo, size large, blue. Checking, make sure it's all good. Yeah, all looks fine. But yeah, these are doing like really well for me at the moment, like the Uniqlo. Oh, and last one, which is another wax jacket. This one's by Rydale. So size 12, it's a woman's one, does have the belt as well with it. So yeah, that's what I picked up today. I did go to the charity shop as well because I had to like go into like one of the other towns. So I picked up a pair of Carhartt jeans, paid £6 for those ones. A football shirt. I need to definitely do some more research on this one. Seems small. It is size small. Manchester United. It is Nike. Paid £6 for that one. So check in the labels. Labels all look good, and it does actually have like the little code underneath. So what I'll do is I'll actually double check that code to make sure it is real. Nothing on the back, so it's a kind of completely plain one, so nothing too special on that one. So again, that's really not my kind of like forte when it comes to kind of football stuff. So, and then we've got these nice big pair of G-Style Raw. These ones are the triple A's. I've not come across these ones. I did pay a bit more for them. So I paid £10.50 for these ones. And they're a big size, regular and straight. Yeah, it's got all the tags. What size is it? 40-inch waist. So we'll see. But yeah, as I said, on £10. That's everything I picked up today. And that's that. Hope that was half enjoyable. Right, let's catch up, see what else has been going on. Right, check it out. Sunny Blackpool. Hope everyone is well. Is it actually sunny in Blackpool? Oh, because it's very not here. It's very, very overcast. Worth checking out. Can view on mobile too. Yes, a haul keeping me company while doing washing up. Dan Bohu's sunny in same. It's got to be first. Last time I saw a puffer jacket like that, it was around my water tank. Yeah. Yeah, it's very much like that. Have you ever come across an original Vivienne Westwood clothing like Let It Rock or Sex label in that? No, do you know, that'd be amazing. I found some Vivienne Westwood. No, I actually found most of it when I was when she was still alive, but no, but I've not really come across any of the real vintage stuff. I think if you are in that kind of world of like the vintage, I think you know what to look for. Whereas my customer that I'm aiming for is like kind of like the middle-aged gent who likes to like go to the pub and like likes to wear a little bit of like Hugo Boss or Ralph Lauren, but in general, like, kind of, am I going for these other ones? Nah, not really. So yeah, so we're all caught up on the chat. So I'll probably like give it like kind of a couple more minutes, and then I'm probably going to head off, see if I've actually got any items been returned. Just had a notification to say that I need to like refund my customers. That's fine. So I did pick up a nice kind of item the other day, which is a toast denim jacket. So someone's actually looking at that. So I'm going to send them a offer. Let's do that. And I also like today was a bit of a write-off this morning as well, because I went to pay for something on my card, not my business card, on my personal card, to find that it had actually been blocked. So I had to call up the frauds department, and apparently someone had called up the bank the other day, pretending to be me to change a load of like information, which was like bad enough, but they managed to actually get one of these codes for however like they've done it. They're not actually sure exactly how they've done it, but thankfully like nothing got taken, or the account was secured. But yeah, all a bit scary. I had to like kind of change all my bank details, and new cards have been ordered. But so yeah, that was a little bit of a fun morning this morning, having to deal with that. Can't believe that was so cheap. Lovely garment. Yeah, I think kind of like it comes down to like kind of like putting in the effort to find out where you can get these items for a reasonably low price. So like for me, like when I was on getting my stuff from Vinted, average cost of goods was probably about 10 to 12 pounds per item, but realistically I was selling it for no more than early 30s. So I was clearly picking up the wrong stuff because the margins weren't working, and my cash flow was absolutely like kind of like done. Like I've done my bits when it comes to kind of like cash flow when I was doing the online model. Some people can make it absolutely work. I personally couldn't, so hence why I've actually gone back to different ways of sourcing. So James, hi Simon. Right. So what's everyone else got planned for the rest of the day? It is Saturday, so hopefully you can take it a little bit easier. I'm going to try and get most of this like washed this afternoon. Because I'm going to get much of it dried. I've got a good amount to list, so I'm going to like start listing that this afternoon, do a few hours, and then I am out this evening. So I'm going to go and have something to. I'm going to do a curry. I'm having a curry tonight with meeting up with some friends which I haven't seen for a long time. I'm seeing Will and Claire tonight, so that should be like fun. Might even partake in a few drinks, but I've also got like potentially car boots tomorrow as well. Do I want to have a thick head like tomorrow when I get up? Like, and if I set my alarm for like 5 o'clock, it's a bit tough, but hey, we'll see. Bed stinking cold. I know exactly how that feels. I kind of like that. My cold has been awful for like ages. Slowly like going off now, but it's still like rattling on my chest. And Ian, about to have a nap. Great idea. What afternoon? A power nap in the afternoon would do you a world of good. It absolutely would. Right. Okay. On that note, okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully that's like kept a few of you kind of entertained while you're either working or just like chilling. As I always say, I absolutely do appreciate everyone who does take the time to kind of listen to me ramble and get involved. And I genuinely do really love the way that kind of I've been treated within this community. I think I've had nothing but kind of positivity. I feel incredibly lucky that kind of people even would consider listening to me kind of rant, or even just having a bit of a moan, or just putting my opinion out there, because my opinion doesn't mean it's the right opinion. It's just my opinion, and sometimes my opinions change as well, so who knows. So on that note, okay, I am going to leave it there. Thank you. I'll probably going to leave it now for a couple of days before putting out any content. I do get people go like, oh, bit too much content, Simon. I am trying to put out and think, but I also am conscious that I don't want people to get bored. So on that note, okay, thank you again. Okay, have a great rest of the weekend. Hopefully, we can get to the boot sales tomorrow, and hopefully we pick up amazing stuff. But yeah, have a great one. I'll see you soon.